Use this quick snap play to force your opponent to hard flats. Coming up next. Hey, this is Full Game Prometheus, the only YouTuber that actually gives you full games of all the tips and schemes I post on my channel. I'll show you the good, the bad, and the ugly. All right, so guys, we're going to be taking a look at a new formation out of the Seattle Seahawks playbook. It's going to be the gun wing slot offset. This particular formation is just so unique. It's got a different look. It's got a very effective running scheme. And if you guys want to have access to how I make my reads and what plays I like to use in the running scheme, go to my Patreon account. Basically for $1, you can get access to these formations well in advance, and also break down how I run the ball with this particular scheme. So we're going to take a look at basically 4 passing plays in this particular scheme, and I'll be posting this. This is one of 4 plays, and we're going to look at one of our base plays, which is going to be the stick and nod vertical. And what I do like about it is that this particular play has got unique routes that you can't audible into, so that gives you a lot of flexibility. The routes are unique, they're a little bit glitchy, and it gives you an opportunity to go ahead and attack your opponent for some big yards and also force them to defend the flats and the sidelines. So we're going to go ahead and go with stick and nod vertical. There's basically 2 ways to run this particular play, and I'll show you both ways. We're going to use an open pass concept where basically we're going to look for the open field. I'm not going to try to pre-read the defense. I'm just going to go ahead and put the ball where I think where I want to go ahead and attack it. But so we're going to go use just random cover 2, cover 3s, cover 4s. Basically 2 ways I'll run this offense. The first way is if I want to attack to the right side of the field, I'm going to go ahead and take my slot receiver Richardson, who's on a deep corner route. I'll put him on a drag route, and I'm going to make my progressions from right to left. And this is a level concept going across the right hand side, and then you also have an out and up with Wilson at number 2 wide receiver. Now the other way I can run it is going to be to the left side. What I'll do is I'll take Baldwin, who's my number 1 wide receiver. I'm going to put him on an out, and I'm going to take my inside receiver Graham, and I'm actually going to put him on a drag route, and that provides me a little bit more flexibility with this play, so my opponent really can't pick up on tendencies. So now he's going to have to basically defend both concepts. He can't use Mabel coverage against you because you can set him up for a big play. So let's just go with the right side of the field first. Now the first person I'm going to read is going to be Graham, and if the defender that's over Graham basically falls up, generally I can hit that sideline route. I can nail it right away. My next read is going to be Wilson, Richardson, and then Baldwin. Baldwin is my trailing route going off to the right hand side. So if a defender doesn't fall out, I'm going to go ahead and just immediately go ahead and roast him for an easy gainer if the defender doesn't fall in the area. So this is my first read, my read that I'm basically looking at. I'm looking at this defender right here, and if he doesn't fall down into flat, he doesn't play man coverage, I'm going to go ahead and attack this route, because generally there's not going to be a defender that can get out there quick enough with this glitchy route. So basically I'll go ahead and pop that, and look, I'm picking up a good 10 yards on a fast, like he can't hit me with any kind of pressure whatsoever. He's not going to, I'm just going to basically get rid of the ball and get easy yards from that. Now my next progression is going to be this out and post route, which is my tight end number 2. Sometimes he'll get past the coverage, and then I've got a dragging route on the back side of this that I can go and hit. So let's just go ahead and run it a couple more times, going to the right side of the field. So one quick adjustment, so you can definitely get rid of the ball. And if nobody falls into the, I could have took the fast read, but why I have this drag route over here is that it provides me basically kind of a sail concept that it allows me to go ahead and if the defender actually goes and attacks this guy, or he uses this guy, I got a quick drag that I can go and hit over the middle, or actually in this void of the defense that I can attack. And as you can see right there, I picked up another 7 yards with this particular play. And the trailing guy right here is just a 4th read. I'm never going to really look to him. He's just pulling defenders down. Occasionally I can go and pop this big route right here over the middle, depending on the coverage that we run into. So if the defender doesn't float in the area, you've also got this out and up over the middle of the field. So if he starts using his guy down, basically you can go ahead and hit the middle of the field with the out and up. You'll see that open up and get really naked on the backside too. So let's see here. So you can see this guy right here. If he's using down, he's trying to take away these crossing routes. He's got another guy out here. I basically could have hit different areas, but you can see the middle of the field is going to be wide open. Now against cover 2, the mid zone, the yellow mid zone essentially will play this. So sometimes this route will get taken away from you, especially if he's using a deep blue. Sometimes if it's a deep blue, you might be able to pass lead it below, but as you can see, you've got another crossing route that comes over the middle that if he's actually using a guy trying to defend away a drag, you can always pop this guy on the backside. Now, what's great about this particular play is that you can run it 2 different ways. So the other way I like to do it is I like to go ahead and take my outside receiver Baldwin, I put him on an out route, and I'm going to go ahead and drag up Graham. So he might run into something like kind of a defense where he'll run into maybe a cover 6 or something like that to put a hard flat out there to take away the Graham route. Now you can attack it off the left-hand side. Now the first place I'm going to go is going to be off coverage. I'm going to go and hit that quick out. That's going to be the first area that I'm going to go with this play. So if my opponent is not defending the flat, I'm forcing him to go ahead and take care of those quick outs. So this is a play designed to attack your opponent very fast in the outs, and that's going to be the area. So let's see, your defender actually falls down. And if I should have just waited a little bit longer. So let's just go ahead, and I wanted to try to get rid of that ball fairly quick, but let's see here. Now this is going to be my first area. Press coverage, the defender actually comes down and bites. Now I've got levels concept going on the back side here, and essentially it's going to be a high-low. I decided this defender is actually floating up, but I've got a deep corner on the back side. Generally you'll get the separation, and he actually would have been a better gain if I didn't dump it down. But if you want to go with a high percentage pass, that's why you got the crossing route. Now you can't play basically coverage on both sides. He has to focus on both on the other side too. A quick out, drag route. And you can see right here that out in post routes, it's like a little zig route. That's actually going to get you some really good separation. So if your opponent goes into some kind of cover 2, you can definitely go ahead and get really huge plays against him if he's not paying attention, especially if you've got a tight end that actually catches it. So it's a good way to go and attack your opponent. Well, another thing too is that you've got this route right here that will bounce if he waits. So if your opponent really starts, like he's trying to protect against you, or he's using some kind of basically a zone coverage, this is going to be one of those routes that basically you just wait, and eventually he's going to release and bounce up as a deep post route, and you can get a 30-yard gainer right there. So that's basically one of those. That's why I like complementing a lot of my routes with quick outs, because these routes do bounce up and they'll give you an opportunity to generate more yards down the field. So you've got basically a couple different ways. Once again, to my subscribers, thank you for your support. If you do like this stuff, make sure you hit that like button for me. And I'll be rolling out parts 2, 3, and 4 coming up next. So once again, thank you for your support, and until next time.